You can have a glance through all the questions in the quick run so that you know what question you know perfectly and what questions you know half baked and what question you don't know anything. If you leave one page empty, it's fine because many candidates will leave it empty. But don't write useless things. Don't go out of context. That gives bad impression and also you lose the marks rather than gaining it. You can't expect completing your paper in 3 hours if you skip answer writing or undergoing through previous year questions.
My name is Uzma Parveen, and today we have Jaskaran Singh with us, who secured rank 240 in the UPSC Civil Services examination in 2024. So I welcome you, Jaskaran. It's an honor for us to have you today. So I want to tell you one thing about Jaskaran, that Jaskaran had already cleared the UPSC examination in 2023 cycle, and he was an IRS. And now he has upgraded to the IAS rank, which is really a commendable thing in itself, because only a handful of candidates who reappear for the examination, so they get this success. So I congratulate you for the success.
Thank you, Usman.
So today we are going to discuss the strategy of UPSC based examination, as we know that the examination is scheduled to be in the next month and on August 22. So today we will talk about very basic questions about the UPSC examination, which are actually not found in the books. And people and candidates who appear for exam, they keep searching for the answers to those questions. And they're very general and they don't get the answers frequently. So starting with the discussion, so first of all, Jaskaran, I want to ask you, what should be the attitude or temperament of a candidate? Because they are already in under a huge pressure right now. So when they sit for the examination, what should be their temperament or attitude that they should carry to the examination?
I think you are talking about mains. So for writing mains, the first thing what a candidate need to have is a positive approach toward the thing, because UPSC can ask anything above the sun, and there is a vast syllabus, and you might not know all the answers. If there are 20 questions, you will know the answers to 10 questions, bit answers, not perfect answer, but some answers to 5 questions, and you may know nothing about the 2-3 answers. So you need not to worry. You need to have a basic understanding of the concepts and have a basic common sense. Understanding the context of the question, you can answer the question and still secure the good marks. So if a candidate is not able to get the question answer perfectly, 2-3 questions, he need not to worry. He need to focus just on the context and write whatever is there in his mind, his or her mind. So I think it can work.
So Jaskaran, for example, like when a candidate, they receive the question paper, so how should they approach the question? First, so should they directly start, just read the question and start writing the answers, or they should first make the points and then because considering the paucity of the time in mains examination. So how did you do this?
In mains examination, it is not that you get the sheet and you need to write immediately. You get approximately 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes before the start of examination, you can get your question paper. You can have a glance through all the questions in the quick run so that you know what question you know perfectly and what questions you know half baked and what question you don't know anything. So you need to decide the questions which you are perfect at. And what I used to do is I started from 15 marker first, and then I used to do 10 marker, because paper there is paucity of time and sometimes we miss few questions. If you miss 10 marker question, then there is little chance that you will lose marks. But if you miss the 15 marker question, there are chances that you will lose many marks. So I started from 50 marker, and also candidate need to mark the questions which are totally unknown to them, so that these questions need to be attempted at last, because there will be many questions at the last which you will not answer fairly or answer good. So these should be those questions which you don't know much about. So first candidate can do 15 marker, which they know well, then 10 marker, and then the questions which you know barely. Then that's how the time can be managed. Also, that you don't need to write pointers first and then need to answer. You can directly write the questions in the exam, na? Because there is not much time to write pointers and then apply it to the final presentation which you give there. It is just you think and you write, and for that we practice more and more answer sheets before we go to the real exam, so that we can think at the same time and write at the same time, so that we can complete our paper on time.
So, Jaskaran, as you said that there sometimes there are questions which a candidate does not know or have not read about. So, in that case, what was your approach to to tackle those questions?
Yeah, the first approach was that I used to answer those questions at the end, and the second thing was that I always wrote according to the context. No matter you know little, you know much, you should be according to the context of the question. The understanding should be that you go with the flow of the answer, not that you know something about that the concept which is asked and you write everything. That will not give you marks, as well as that will give bad impression to the examiner. So you write according to the context, and in whatever words you want to express, you need to express. If you leave one page empty, it's fine, because many candidates will leave it empty. But don't write useless things, don't go out of context. That gives bad impression, and also you lose the marks rather than gaining it.
So, Jaskaran, as you said that there is there are lots of questions, and sometimes there are questions which a candidate, don't know the answers. And so, what is the key to, to cover the entire question paper, or to write all the answers in the given time frame? So, what are the key points to cover this thing?
In order to answer all the questions in an average fair manner, the first thing is the candidates need to go through the syllabus pointers. Every paper has a definite set of the pointers which candidates need to finish, because these are the static pointers, and every year questions are repeated from these pointers. The second thing is the current affairs. We need to cover basic current affairs and have a thorough analysis of these, be it through any current affair module you can buy from the market, or through any current affair magazine which we can go through. And the third thing can be the previous year questions. You need to write at least 5-10 years PYQs, so that you know the context of questions, you know how to make the correct structure of a good answer. You have the pointers related to data, etc. You know how to write a good answer. So you need to practice with the help of previous year questions, because that give the essence of the exam, how you are going to get the questions in the exam. And then the last thing you can do is write the mock test, or the test which are conducted by the coaching exam. I don't find these questions much relevant. Still, these are the things which are best for having the practice, so that you are prepared to write anything in exam.
So, Jaskaran, as you said that you used to write tests and answer, you used to practice answer writing. So there are candidates who says that we don't have much time, so they skip this answer writing practice. So what do you want to say on this thing?
What I want to say here is that these 2.5 months are basically for practice and writing. The candidates can go through the static portion or the current affairs in a very brief period of time, but this time should mostly be devoted to the answer writing. 50% should be answer writing, and 50% should be the time which you should devote to your studies, because at the end it is the answer sheet which is presented to any examiner or evaluator, and you will be examined based on that answer sheet, no matter how long you study or how much you study. And there are many questions which can be written just based on your practice or your hold on the writing skills. it is basically half the writing skills and half the knowledge which is being getting tested. So I think the time must be utilized very wisely, and you can't expect completing your paper in 3 hours if you skip answer writing or undergoing through previous year questions. Answer writing is a must thing which should be done in these months.
So, Jaskaran, as you have said, that the syllabus is very important part of the UPSC. So, how did you incorporate syllabus in your preparation of mains examination?
I think we need not to segregate the pre and mains syllabus, because the foundation course which we do for prelims, be it the basic subjects like polity, geography, modern history, or ancient medieval history, or any other subject, the basics always remain the same. Just that the facts are being asked in prelims, and you have to do analysis part in the mains. So the foundation which you prepare, you have to build your main upon it, mains exam on it, right? Like the polity, you read basic articles, basic judgments, basic the concepts which are there in the prelims. You just need to add the data, relevant judgments, or the committees, or the good intros and conclusions onto it. So it's not the different thing for pre and mains. You can always combine your pre and mains.
So, just time as the examination is about to happen next month, so what are the some do's and don'ts that would be that you would like to suggest to candidates appearing for this cycle?
The one thing which I want to tell the candidate is write as much as possible, be it their optional subject, be it the GS. They need to write at least last 5 year previous year questions, so that they are thorough with their optional subject as well as the GS subjects. The second thing is that the aspirants need not shift to multiple sources in that much less time, because if you don't revise any source 2 3 times, you will have you will not be able to replicate it in the final exam. So it will be the wasteful of efforts at this time. So if you are doing any current affair course or reading current material, you need to focus on one source and revise it multiple times, so that you can have it in your real exam, you can have it in your mind. So it's the most important thing I can remember at this time. And third is the confidence as well as the self motivation, because many times students get very little time, or they are not able to complete their subjects in this time. So they are very tensed or irritated at this point. They need to keep their senses, uh, and so that they are able to complete as much as they can, keeping in mind that everything will not come from the notes. They will be able to write from their basic understanding of the subject, and they will be able to write good question answers for it.
And also, this Karan, when we talk about the UPSC, we have always heard that that the UPSC syllabus, UPSC asks from the from the knowledge of universe. So how a candidate must narrow down that knowledge from that entire universe to implicate in their examination.
On this, I will say that not all the questions are from outside or from anywhere. I have already said that there are basic pointers of syllabus which we can always refer and make short notes. And almost 50% questions are from these static concepts or static syllabus only. And the rest 50%, you need to have basic understanding of any concept, like the significance of the bull, cow, or like tiger. You can relate to your religion, to your society, to your understanding of other concepts. You can in this way you can innovate also, you can rethink yourself also. So this way you can write a very good answer if you have good command over your language, over your understanding of the society, or over your understanding of any basic subject, because not everything can be written in your notes or in your book. So you have to deduct your things, you have to apply your mind sometimes, You have to think rationally, as well as I think you can understand the context and write whatever comes to your mind at that situation, because it's a very random situation. Also, you need to complete an answer in 7 minutes, and you don't have anything from your book that you can simply write. So you have to think at that time also, and you have to write also. So many times we succeed because many candidates write, many times we don't.
So, Jaskaran, like when you know that the time is very less, so because people they even don't able to cover the entire syllabus. Forget about the revision part of the things that they have covered for the examination. So, what role does the revision plays in the mains exam?
As you have said also, that many candidates are not in position to complete the syllabus itself, and also the revision part. But I think it's important that a student need to plan their preparation accordingly, that they are able to do the UPSC syllabus before the prelim itself, so that they don't need to cover any new thing, and they only revise at this time. But if anyone is not able to complete, say GS2, GS3, so they can completely focus on the current affair material, because that is much relevant. If anyone is not able to cover GS3 properly, because it consists of 8 9 subjects, and that too have a good amount of syllabus, so they can simply skip it and go to the current affair part, because that will be asked. That is most important of the GS2 and GS3. I also couldn't complete GS3 in a very good fashion, but then I shifted from static part to the current affairs, so that I may not miss the question which is being asked, and I could score fine.
So, Jaskaran, for example, that you said that there are different parts of papers, GS1, GS2, P4, and I think SA and the language part also. Can you give the at least 2 or 3 points for every paper that candidates should keep in mind before sitting for the exam?
Yes, for example, GS1. GS1 has 3 or 4 subjects. For society, you need to practice the previous year questions, because that are the much relevant, as well as you need to practice the question, uh, or the concepts which are currently going on in our society, about our society, so that you are able to write good good answer, because the society syllabus or the society subject is nowhere covered these days, which is being asked. So you need to have basic understanding and answer writing practice to answer the questions of society. For geography part, I think the syllabus of pre and mains is more and less same. So you need to revise as much as you can, and make the maps or the representations that can be helpful in making your answer look good. And the third portion is the art and culture. You don't need to read Nitin Singhania on a whole, but you need to have a basic understanding of the timeline of our history, the basic cultural aspect, the basic the religious philosophies of different religions, or the significance, symbolism, you can say, the different symbols which are being used in different religion, as well as the the practices which are being used in different part of India. So by having a basic understanding of it, you can write a good answer on the art and culture. And the modern India, I don't refer any other book other than Spectrum India. Just you need to have a hold over the subject. You can write a good answer by having your prelim material also. You need not to cover any extra material for it. Another subject is, I think, the geography, human geography, and the resource part, which is seldomly asked. For it, you can refer to the NCRTs, the basic NCRTs you can cover, and you can refer to some industries which are being asked, and about their location, as well as the requirements of these industries to answer the basic questions. This is about the GS1. Then GS2 consists of the polity part, which is of almost 125 marks, and the rest is asked about the governance and international relations. The polity part, more or less, it is static part. which can be covered from your basic Lakshmikant as well as the current affair material. You need to have the data, judgments, good quotes, or you can write some thinkers also to write a good quality answer. And many people score good in this subject because it's a easy subject. And for IR part, you can refer to the basic, the current affair material. The question asked are very simple and they can be scoring. For governance part, you can have a you can have a basic understanding about the concepts, which are pointers which are given in the syllabus. You need to make two pages on each pointer, and the same question sometimes get repeated in the exam. You don't need to take much headache. Then GS3, it is the most trickiest part, and people don't score much in this subject. I also scored 73 in first attempt and 86 in this mains. So I think the ROI is quite low in this subject because subjects are more, and you don't fetch that good marks in this subject. So you need to pick the subjects which you will do very thoroughly. Like the internal security, it is worth 50 marks, and the questions are repeated every year. So you need to focus on the pointers which are given in syllabus and go through them thoroughly so that you write a good answer. Then economy part, 120 something 100 marks you get from economy. Then you have to do a thorough analysis of the pointers which are given, be it the agricultural system, be it the cropping pattern, be it the pointers related to MSP, PDS. These pointers are uh, often get we get in the 10-mark question, so you can't skip them. And for the other subjects like disaster management or the other part, you can refer to the current affair material. That can be enough for you. And for the GS4 part, I think that you need to have short notes for the examples, basic definitions, the thinkers and their philosophies. Just you need this, and you can write a good answer by this.
Thank you so much, Jaskaran, for sharing your this vast knowledge and your experience with us. So it's a wonderful session, and it's an honor for us to have you. And I hope that these answers will guide lots of candidates and help them to to secure their ranks in the list this time. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving this platform. Thank you.